But you couldn't help but be sad to see it come to an end.
And you remembered that Matty Alou was the first hitter here, huh?
Well, I was not here at the exact first game.
But how ironic that an Alou started it and ended it.
That's right. It really is.
Well, Ted, in all your years here, and you first became involved with this ball club in 1976, did you ever think, I know you dreamt it, but did you ever think the dream would come true of having what has become somewhat of a dynasty in these 90s? And that's very hard to do in sports nowadays. 5 straight division winners.
I know. It's only been done twice before, right?
Yankees and the A's, right?
And if we do it next year, we'll break all the records. So, but I really had confidence that we'd win. Of course, it took us about 15 years to really get it rolling right, but we weren't losing all those early years. We were just learning how to win.
Do you ever think back to some of the early years and some of the crazy promotions we went through here to try to get people in this ballpark, the ostrich races and the baseball Olympics and the frog jumping contests and the home plate weddings and all that?
I remember it all.
And by the way, who did win that ostrich race? You or Skip?
No, it wasn't Skip. It was the guy with the Philadelphia Phillies, and I won by about 20 feet. I think it was their catcher.
Okay. We wanted to get that straight.
Ted, as you look forward to moving across the street to the new ballpark next year, it's going to be the dawn of a new era, not only for the Atlanta Braves, but for you as an entrepreneur. Your company has now merged with Time Warner. What are the plans for this ball club under the new ownership?
Well, I've been assured by the people at Time Warner that everything will stay pretty much the same. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I don't think this organization needs any fixing. So I think that they'll just let us keep implementing the policies that have made us successful in the past. Of course, you know, dynasties are made to come to an end, and someday it will end, but you know, it still looks like it's a ways away. But, you know, you're only a couple of injuries away from disaster in sports anyway, so.
And you've got to be proud of this team this year, the way they have coped with all the injuries they've had, because this has been an unusual season the last 6 years. The Braves never had that many guys down at one time, not like this year.
That's right. It was bound to catch up with us sooner or later, but so far we've been able to play our way through it, and hopefully, knock on wood, we will do so in the postseason.
Ted, this is Joe. One of the things that's been nice for the Braves in the last 5 or 6 years is that any time Bobby Cox or John Sherholtz needed somebody to step up in October, they need to acquire the player to help put them over the hump a little bit, they were able to go out and get that player. And usually you were the guy that they always had to go to say, can we do this? And I don't know that you've ever turned them down.
I can't remember ever turning them down.
And it's certainly the rewards from all that have been wonderful the last few years.
Sure have.
And it's got to be a kick for you tonight, Ted, to reacquaint yourself with so many of the players and some of the great players that have passed through here, not only before you took over the ball club, but certainly since.
Yes, sir.
Well, Ted, we want to thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations again on what you've done to turn things around here for baseball in this city.
Well, all I did was sit here and sign a few checks.
Okay.
And we really appreciate it.
We appreciate those.
Right. I appreciate your work, too.
Okay, thank you, Ted. We appreciate very much Ted Turner joining us on the beginning of the post-game celebration here up on the Matrix screen. They're showing some of the great plays in the past for the Atlanta Braves, going all the way back to the early days of this franchise here in Atlanta when Hank Aaron was hitting home runs. And you're seeing now what's going to really get a charge out of this crowd. That's the David Justice home run in Game 6 of the World Series last year. And I'll bet you what you're going to see next is Marquise Grissom catching a fly ball off the bat of Carlos Baerga.
And goosebumps for everybody.
A moment that Atlanta waited 30 years for. And hope to repeat again this year in this final season at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. The party has begun here, just like it did a year ago.
Nice laser show going on, too, as that is being shown on the big screen. A lot of the fans on their feet watching this.
And still to come, an introduction list of many of the top players who wore Atlanta Braves uniforms during the 31 years the Braves have played in this ballpark. The Braves winning here tonight by a final score of 3-1 to close out the regular season here in Atlanta. And we get ready now for the post-game ceremonies to continue. To update you on what we're going to be able to do here, we're going to be able to stay with these post-game ceremonies for about another 20 minutes or so. Ernie Johnson will be the on-the-field MC.
Field of Dreams, the grand finale.
The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come. People will most definitely come.
All-Star game every day for me with the World Series. I just thought that was just absolutely the greatest place to play in the world. And I tell you, if I had it all over again, I'd probably do it exactly the way I did it. You know, every time I ride by there, I see that ball that Hank Aaron hit out in left field and Tom House catching it. I see that in my eyes every time I go by that stage. Of course, it's like a home to me. It's like taking part of my house away from me. All my memories when I pulled into that parking lot, parked my car and walked into that stadium. Just having the opportunity to put on a Land of Braves uniform every day, represent Atlanta, represent the state of Georgia, of course my family, my children, my wife. Special days, to me, honestly, they were all very special. I can't think of one more special day than another. I just enjoyed playing in that stadium.
fans were the best, and especially back then when we first started playing in Atlanta. People were coming from a lot of other places. There wasn't a fan base, so to speak, and a tradition. But people like Pearl Sandow that became our good friends. They were people that were there every single night. We got to know them. We got to know their faces and their ways, and knew that they were there with us through thick and thin. And I think they were the ones responsible to start out to see the way that things have ended up now, where it's probably one of the greatest places to play in the country, one of the greatest stadiums to play, and perhaps the best fans in all of the U.S.
grew up in that stadium. That stadium changed my life in more ways than I can tell you. That stadium is a part of me, will be a part of me. Thank goodness the years that I played there, we took pictures and films and whatnot of the ballpark. It'll be a sad night for me, but as well a glad night for me, because I feel in some small way I'll pass the torch on to the team that's out there now. And my goodness, they've carried it very well, I'd say. The 10 years I spent there were wonderful. The ballpark, the balls just seemed to fly out of there. So for a guy like me who hit a long ball from time to time, it was a great stadium to play in.
dream of a lifetime to, of course, first of all, be a major leaguer, but to be in Atlanta and how far this city has come in the years and watching it grow. I've been down here for the last 13 or 14 years, and just a thrill to play there. And I know kids and people that get to come down on the field just for brief moments, cherish that moment. So I appreciated every day I wore that uniform, and whether it was the Braves or whatever team, but to play in Fulton County is something special.
Great thing about being able to play for the Braves and being able to play in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium is to be able to play in front of people that were there to help you and were there to support you. And like I said, through thick and thin, sometimes things didn't go so well, but usually the fans were very supportive. That's what I always felt. And I also always felt like, I had an organization behind me that cared about me and supported me. And they gave me a few breaks. They allowed me to make some mistakes and hung in there with me. Whenever I drive past the old stadium site now, the memories will get a little bit better, a little bit greater. A lot of my life and my younger years was spent in that stadium. And I think I'll be a little bit sad every time I drive by the stadium and it's not there.
What a night for Braves fans everywhere, and we've got more.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tribute to the 31 years that the Braves have spent in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium right after this. Well, on this Field of Dreams finale night at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, as far as regular season goes, they're about to introduce the most famous Brave of them all, Hank Aaron, who will get a huge ovation when he is introduced here. Due to time restrictions, we're not going to be able to stay with all of these ceremonies tonight, but we do have enough time to pay one final tribute to the place that the Braves have called home for the past 31 years.
Atlanta's the town, the Braves are the team. Baseball's my summertime fling. Every chance I get, I'm at the stadium, where there's always something happening.
The hometown hero, Henry Aaron, sets his sights. And there it goes.
The drama reached its peak when Clarence Gaston hit one to Darrell Evans at third, who throws on to first, locking up Phil Necro's no-hit game, the first ever for an Atlanta pitcher.
Aaron in his earlier days used to hit more to right center than the left. There's a long drive. Ball's hit deep, deep. That is gone. He did it. He did it. Henry Aaron is the all-time home run leader now. Pressure to this. He did it.
It's going to come down to one final swing for Pete Rose. You know what's happening. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. The hitting streak is over, and the Braves have pummeled the Cincinnati Reds 16-4.
We're America's team, living America's dream. To win is our theme. The Braves are America's team.
1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit, center field. Going in. Here comes Butler. Here comes the throw. Safe, Braves win. Can you believe it?
They're going bananas again.
Just listen.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my
goodness! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! Rick Kemp! Rick Kemp! I don't believe it! Remember what I just said, if he hits a home run, that certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history.
Reardon delivers. There's a fly ball, deep left center field. Right looking up. He did it! He did it! Bob Horner has become the 11th player in baseball history to hit 4 homers in one game. Albert Hall's had a big night tonight. He's 3 out of 4 with a single, a double, and a home run. Drives this one. Fair ball. Headed for the right field corner. Glenn Davis is going to argue. Hall almost tripped over him going around first base. Hall's going to circle second, head for third. Here comes the throw. He's in there safely. And Albert Hall has hit for the cycle. Everybody standing. Glenn, National League's leading hitter. And the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, deep left field. Nixon back. He's got it. The no-hitter, and the Braves win. Merker, Wallers, and Pena in a no-hitter. From worst to first. Listen to this crowd.
Lemke hits it into left field. Here comes Justice. Save! And Atlanta wins it. There's a drive. Deep right center field. Nixon goes as far as he can go. He caught the ball. He caught the ball. I can't believe it. What a catch by Otis Nixon. It's the 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. To center field and deep. Back to the wall is Jordan. It's out of here. We're tied. Welcome to Atlanta, Fred McGrill. Here's a pitch again. Driven along the line and left, back toward the wall. It is a home run. It's a home run. Gant just homered off the top of the wall. The Braves win. Ron Gant has done it again. Can you believe it? He hit the top of the wall. The Braves have won this game 7-6. Unreal.
The 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and belted. Deep right field. Back goes Ramirez. That ball is gone. Home run. This crowd on its feet for David Justice right now.
The wind and the pitch. Here it is. Swung. Fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! 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 The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship. Listen to this crowd. A mob scene on the field. The Atlanta Braves have brought the first championship to Atlanta.
Leading sports television into the 21st century, this has been an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.